Hi everyone, this is Richard. In this video, let's go over radio buttons. So radio buttons are a little bit different from checkboxes because radio buttons, there's always a series of them. When you click on one, it shows up on there, and when you keep moving down the line, it unchecks the previous one and it checks the one that you clicked on. Okay? So unlike checkboxes, which are one, and it's basically one state, radio boxes are considered a whole group of them, and so there's no single state for them. So it's not like this is a state, this is a state. So instead, you choose one of them, and so the state would be this particular one out of all four, or how many ever radio boxes you have. Radio buttons, excuse me, you have. So let's go down here, and basically we have the same thing, the scaffold, right? Bottom navigation bar and new button bar. So we have the same thing as before. We're going to say the children are the new radio buttons. I'm going to have 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last one, the value is going to be null, so it's blanked out. So if anytime the value is null, that thing is blanked out and disabled. All right. So the major properties on changed, we'll talk about that in a second. There's the active color. So when you click on it, this one's red, this one's blue, this one's black. I just made them different colors. I don't know why. I just did. And then there's a value. The value can be absolutely anything, and that's what was puzzling at first. So it can be a int, it can be a string, it can be a bool, it can be whatever you want it to actually be. So it can actually have any value right inside of there. And then the group value is right here. So the group value, same thing, could have any type out there. Whenever the value here matches the value here, then what happens is this gets checked. Okay, so originally, if this value 1, when we start it over again, the int group value is null, right? The value here is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So those are all ints. Nothing is equal to group value, which is null. So therefore, nothing is checked. All right. But on each one, we have this on changed. I should type everything if I can. And here. So on changed, int e, it gets the value of here, and it sends it into the method, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to send it to something. And in something, I'm going to set the state because I want to be able to change the state of these sets of radio buttons. And how I would do it is if e equals 1, that's the first one, remember, the first value, the second one is value 2, and so on. I'm going to set the group value to equal 1. If e equals 2, set the group value. So what I'm going to do is keep the value of the button the same, but change the group value, which is originally null, to equal the value here. All right, so I'm not sure if that's the best way to do it, but for me, it's the easiest way to do it in this particular circumstance. So by changing the group value to match the value of that particular button you're clicking, then it'll basically highlight it right there. Okay, so that's all I'm really doing. And I think that's about it. So changing the state, set state buttons, it's a little bit different because we have to have the value. The thing that threw me off here, I'll try to throw these here and there, why it took so long to figure it out for me. The value can have any value you want to inside of it. You can have, again, a string or whatever you want to do. And anytime the group value equals the value, it will actually populate or check that particular radio button. Okay? So we did do this I believe we did, over in Dart web program, but that was so long ago I can't even remember that. So I'm glad this is a good review for me, and I hope it is for you too. Thanks.